did the unthinkable. And now I'm here. Wait, hold on, why is my camera supposed to be like that? Nah. I think it's a little off. Beast mode. What's up with it, everybody? Dang, yeah, we back. Hold on, give me 1 minute. Let me climb into this part of the animated series. What's up, man? I hope everybody having a good day. I don't have to go in till like 2 o'clock today, so you feel me? I said, why not jump in and just run a live for a while and see what's up with everybody, see how everybody doing, see if everybody is good, if everybody is not good. Said I ain't even smoke a blunt yesterday. What's up with it, Green Buds? I see YouTube trying to send out notifications here and there, huh? It's crazy because the thing that I've been hearing is a lot of people is going, hey man, you need to fix your sound. Your sound ain't right. But every time I go and I listen to the video from my phone, it be loud. It be loud. I don't know if, some of y'all got Obama phones or something, but I'm going, I'm telling people, man, you gotta step up your communication device. Maybe that's it, because every time I go back and I listen to the video, it be loud. Oh yeah, that's cool, because YouTube usually, don't send out notifications. Usually they be tripping off sending. What's up, Quintoon? What's up, Blake? Young Blake? What it is, man? But yeah, it's going good, man. Everything is everything. It's cool. Same Japanese guy. Oh. Nah, what's name told me too. Wally told me that too. Wally said the same thing. He had messaged me on YouTube, and he was basically saying, man, the sound is, you got to get your sound right. And I'm going, bro, like, come on now. Like, I got the blue, I paid too much for this microphone. I said I paid like $150 for this microphone when they came out. Well, when they dropped this one, and then really to tell the truth, I think it was a little bit too much because they went down on the price after that. But all in all, I think where I'm gonna start at today is, he said, I do miss a lot. I'm gonna start off with my dream last night, bro. Oh my God, I told you these dreams is getting out of hand. Like last night, I don't even know why the dream was the way it was, bro. Like, hold on, let me get my utensils ready so I can twist something up. But yeah, last night, bro, my dream was over the top. Like, it was over the top. This was like different than anything that I've experienced in the dream. And like I said, my dreams be so real. That's what I think tripped me out, because I was oh dang, I didn't even see. I'll be breaking down bud, and I never emptied the little thing. That thing all the way full. I thought I was kind of low, but no, like it was crazy, because last night when I woke up this morning, wait, give me 1 second. When I woke up, I was like, I had this dream that I was like an Olympian. Like I was like an Olympian in ancient Rome or something. What's up with it, Queen Love? But no, I was like an Olympian in ancient Rome. It was hella trippy, because it was like almost like this locker room place where everybody was getting ready to go out for this big giant battle, and I'm like going, and like one of the Olympians that was like, one of the the main guys that win all the tournaments and stuff, like came up to me, and he like put it, like he was huge, bro. When he put his hand on my shoulder, his fingers Man came all the way like down to here, bro. His hand was hella huge. He put his hand on my shoulder and he like, man, is this the little guy they was talking about? And like he was telling me, like, you know, like the crowd was yelling something about me, which I'm in the dream world, so I'm going, like, what is you talking about? He was like, man, this the little guy they was talking about. They screaming his name and whoop whoop and this and that. Oh, we about to destroy them. That's what he's saying. And I'm just like, man, what is he talking about? So we get ready and we go out. It's this giant battlefield. And I'm talking about the giant dudes. They were like, I don't know, they got bigger or something. They was like probably like 20 feet tall, 10 feet tall. And it was like this weird shaped gold thing that we were playing with, and I can't recall what it even looked like, but I know we was like kind of tossing it back and forth trying to keep it away from the giants. And then it was wild because one person tried to throw it to me, and like when he threw it to me and I turned and I looked and I heard the crowd yelling, all the memories came back of me playing in those games. And I was like, oh, okay, this is why they yelling my name, because every time I was in these games I was performing pretty good. So I'm like going, oh, this is why they yelling my name. I'm like, oh, okay, now I remember it. You know, now I'm about to get down. As soon as I did that, the one dude, he crushed the gold thing to where that shit just turned into dust. And then everybody that was on my team, they started going for the Achilles. I think that's the Achilles back there. They start like chopping the Giants' Achilles and chopping like the back of their knee, like right there. So like that's how we defeated them. And it was like, bro, I was like, well, man, it was so real though. It was like the realest thing ever. But that's all I can remember. I tried to, which when I woke up, I should have recorded the video because the dream was so fascinating, but it was just trippy because I was like in ancient Rome and I was like this warrior in the games, you feel me? But we was fighting like giants, bro. They was like real giants, which was weird because they could like they could be one size and they could make themselves bigger. Because once we got out there on that field, bro, they was like 20 feet tall. Which at first they was like probably they had, and they were bigger than that. But at first they had to be like, you know, inside this little room where everybody was getting prepared and putting on their armor and stuff. It's like the giants had to only be like, I think around probably 10 or 15 feet tall. Like it was like the trippiest thing. He said, yeah, man, life living. Let's see, already life living life. Man, is that your name too? Look, life living life. Like, see, I named this video just for you. Exactly. Because, you know, I don't be knowing what I'm going to talk about when I come in, but I named this video just for you. Life living life. Thank you, bro. You feel me? Thank you. Thank you for helping me name this video. But, yeah. Yeah, that's I'm not sure, but that shit was crazy, bro. It was so real. But it was just wild how my memories came back. He said, already you, sir, for real. It was trippy how my memories came back once I got on the video. Once I went to the field and I seen all the people and they was chanting something about me, like I could remember. I was like, oh, okay, I remember. I was like, yeah, I did this. We defeated these people. I seen myself in so many different games defeating people that it was like it all came back. And it was like, oh, yeah, we about to whoop the shit out of these giants. But the giants was huge, bro, like to where once we hit the field, we only came to probably like the middle, like our height was like the middle of their shins. But we could jump like so high. Like I'm telling you, like the dudes that was on my team, they were jumping hella high and coming down and hitting them like on the back of their knees and like with the sword hitting them on the back of their knees and on the back of their Achilles, and it was dropping them. And that's how we was killing them off. But it was like trippy because the field was huge. It was like, that shit was like, dang, it was like the size of a town, it seemed like. It was so huge, but I was like, man, this is wild. I was like, bro, I cannot sleep without dreaming. It's like every time I go to sleep, like I'm in the dream world. I'm stuck in the dream world, having these fascinating dreams, like to the point to where, like I said, I need to figure out. And the more I don't smoke, because yesterday I didn't smoke at all. I didn't smoke at all yesterday, and that's what I think it was. But nah, it was. It was hella realistic. It was hella realistic. But I should have been in a lot, like a lot earlier. I should have been here about 8:30 doing the live, but I've been washing. I got backed up on my laundry, so you feel me? I've been washing, but I am about to open the Discord and dive into the Discord. You see, I see Nabi in there, so I gotta open the Discord. I have to, because you don't too much catch Nabi around. So let me go.
Not here.
Huh?
Navi's silent.
Yeah, because you in here.
He was silent before. Maybe because
I'm just
it's
playing.
alright.
I'm just playing. Let's see. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to twist one up. You know how we do. I'm trying to twist one up. I'm about to smoke right now. Yeah, how do we do? What's up with it though, Rance?
What's up?
What else up in here? Khan, Rance, Nabi. Yeah.
Hey, this is the remaining of your order.
Damn.
Yeah. Got.
Let me call. It's a call. I was telling them I was missing things, but
Okay.
Oh man.
Okay. Thank you so much.
About to make me jump right out, Rance. Come on now. Yeah, man,
Sorry.
roll that thing up, man. We gotta, we roll up and smoke. I can't smoke on camera right now because we on TikTok.
We on TikTok?
Yeah, we on TikTok. Yeah, we on TikTok. Yeah, TikTok ain't been messing with me lately since we've been live. Back then, they was kicking me off so much. I said, now they just letting me roll. So I said, okay, I'm going to just keep it going. I'm going to just keep it going.
You got to do it right.
I don't know. I don't know what it is, but they've been working with me. So, you feel me? It's crazy because the platforms, they've been pretty cool as far as me doing lives on them. And I was supposed to go live on Instagram too right now, but I didn't. I don't know why. There's too much I got to do. I didn't want to go and do all that right now because like I said, I should have been live a minute ago and I didn't. This is the daydream. The night is the night dream. Rest in between. No, it's wild, bro, because it's starting to make me feel like that's what the dreams are. Like the dreams are, I don't know if they're, because part of the dream is connected to this reality that's right here, that's happening right now. Like, not when I say reality, I mean like part of what I do throughout my days. But there's another part that goes all the way back to when, I don't know, you feel me? I don't know whether it's a DNA thing or stories that I read over time, or I don't know, but it's a connection. It's a weird connection because it's taking me to all these weird places. Like, I cannot sleep without dreaming. Like, and people, I know a lot of people be saying, oh man, because I was talking to my mom about it and I'm telling her like, Mom, and she like, bro, I dream like 2 times a year. And I'm going, man, I don't know what the heck I done opened up or what I done broke or what happened, but I'm telling you, I can't sleep for 5 minutes without having a dream. Every time I go to sleep, I'm in the dream world. And like back when somebody put me up on Alan Watts and I was listening to Alan Watts and he was saying something about the dreams, but he was basically saying, it's better not to dream because you get a peaceful night's rest. Because when you're dreaming, you're running around like you are here. It's like the mind don't sleep. The body sleeps, but the mind don't rest. It's like it's the same as here. No matter where you at in there, it's like you running around doing all these things that are just, it don't make sense, bro. It's like once you wake up, you're back here and you're doing the same thing. So it's like you don't get no rest. Like you become restless over time. It's, what's up with a young God? He said already, you ever notice what you are looking at are words? So ideas of words, thoughts of words. What do you mean? Elaborate a little bit on that. Yes, ancient wisdom. There is only one living. You're remembering ancient wisdom knowledge. Say, I can't remember my dreams most of the time. How do you remember? I don't know. I think it's from diving in on psychedelics so much. I think that's what it is. From me taking so many dives, it's something that I opened up. Like ever since I had that shroom experience where that octopus came in and it seemed like it was going through my mind, bro. It was like the wildest thing because the octopus only had one big eye and the eye was going, it was looking all around, and I'm like, Ozo always make fun of me because when I seen this octopus, you know, that was back when we was like, man, you can talk to them and, you know, you can talk to the shrooms and this and that. And I'm seeing this giant octopus in my brain. I know it's my brain and it's pulling its way. It's like his tentacles reaching out, grabbing stuff, pulling his way through my brain. And I'm like, are you the shrooms? I kind of felt stupid, but I had to ask, like, are you the shrooms? Like, I see you doing this with this big giant eye pulling your way through me. I'm like, are you the shrooms? And it never said anything. But it got to a spot to where it started eating something. And it was crunchy, like as if it was eating like a crab shell or something, or a clam shell. But it was hella crunchy and it was just loud. It was so loud, like, the crunch was vibrating my skull. Every time it crunched down, it was vibrating my skull. And I thought it was like my pineal gland. I said, damn, you know, because I was watching all the stories on, you know, you got to decalcify your pineal gland and all this. And like the whole time, that's what I thought it was. I said, dang, this thing is decalcifying my pineal gland or something. But ever since that experience, that's when my dreams were widely open to where, boom, like every time I sleep, I dream. It don't matter if I'm taking it. When I get tired, when my body get tired, my mind start dreaming instantly. Like I can be woke and I can be at work and I can get tired because I know it's at the end of the day. You feel me? And I'll start having visions, like visions of the dreams that I had before and visions of the dream that I'm about to have, which is like, you know, I started looking it up and like it was they had a name for it. I forgot it, bro. It's just, you know, I'll just try to deal with it now. See, already relaxing your mind, as much as possible will help you in remembering nighttime dream. What's up? What you say?
Yo, so when you have those visions, do you feel like you have them in a connected way where everything is one, like how you were saying, like, you know, everything is one, and you experienced that and you felt that before? Are the visions connected to that, or are they like separate and like they're individual to you?
I think they separate. They separate. Because the dreams, it'd be just like another lifetime. Or, you know, it'd be like another lifetime. It don't even be like, you know how like this life, you look at it as being this life. No, it'd be another life that I don't know about, that, you know, that I don't understand until like the dream go on for a bit. You feel me? It's almost like everything, but it don't seem like the connected oneness. But I know that, you know, on experiences that I had when they connected the dreams, like the 4ACO was basically telling me that the dream world was past lifetimes. They was like, you looking at it like dreams, but no, they're not dreams, they're lifetimes. These are lifetimes that you lived over time. And it's like, kind of seems like as if, say if you lived 1,000 lifetimes, right? And that when you got to lifetime 1,000, you were living that one. But when you dream, all of them come together to make the dream world. Like it, like the dream world be bits and pieces of the whole 1,000 that you lived. Like, if I'm making sense, like it seemed like that, and it's like everything that I even been watching now, like from movies or TV shows. Like I was watching I think it's called Agatha or something, that new Marvel witch show, and like she's living this life and she don't she's just thinking she a police officer, and she trying to lock this boy up and different things, and she locks him up, and then she's showing him the pictures of this body they just viewed earlier, because she's trying to connect the dots and make it, and thinking that he has something to do with the murder. And she's slamming the papers on the table. She like, look at these pictures. She's like, look at these pictures of this body. Like, did you have anything to do with this? And the boy tell her, what are you talking about? He was like, those are just pictures of flowers. And he like, yeah, Agartha. Yeah, that right there. Agartha. And like, these are just pictures of flowers. So he like, when he said that, it snapped her back into reality, and she like, everything started to, she wasn't in the police station, she was in her house. These were pictures of flowers, and it was like she was playing a different role of a life that she lived before or something. But it got to the point to where it showed her shedding each lifetime that she lived as this witch, like through all these different lifetimes. It was like trippy, bro. And it's like, that's what it kind of remind me of. It's like, we live in all these different we lived all these different lifetimes, and then in this life we're still living them without knowing that each moment is part of another life that we live, that we're acting out. We're still playing the part of these other lives that we lived out, that without knowing this is what we doing. Like, if I'm making sense, it's like the fucking weirdest thing. I knew Pie May was gonna say lion's mane. Lion mane mushrooms will exactly what he said. They'll make you remember your dreams. They'll make you have dreams. They'll make you dream. The lion's mane. That is, I remember that for sure, because I remember, diving in with a couple of times where we took lion's mane before we did the DMT, and it was like, boom. You feel me? And then I dreamed a lot after that. But lion's mane will bring back, just it by itself will make you remember your dreams and see them. But it's like crazy, because now it's like I don't need anything. Like, all I got to do like is stop smoking, and I can remember my dreams. Like, I say about 50% I could remember. Like, literally 50%. And I said, dang, I need to, because the dreams be so wild. Sometimes I be on alien ships, which I ain't gonna say that alien ships, because one time it was like this big giant it seemed like a ship or something, because it was like a gang of stories up, and it was round. It was like big, and it was like not round like a ball, but it was round like a glass, and it was real tall, and it was levels that go all the way up. And it's wild, because that dream right there, I had it 2 times on 2 different occasions, to where one time me and my son was there, and like, we were trying to escape this. It was like a facility or something, and we were trying to escape, but we, like, on one side it was men's, and on the other side it was women's. It was the women's room, and we were trying to escape, and they were trying to catch us, and we went in this room and we hid, and we looking for supplies to try to take with us. And it was this lady in there that was trying to escape too, but we was trying to talk to her, but she was scared, because she thought we was like the people that were trying to catch her. So she just hurried up and took the food and ran out the room. And then another time I had a dream of the same place, but this time I was like, like a kid. Like, I think I was like 8 or 9, and I was just running around the place, jumping on different places, going on different floors, and doing stuff like that. So it's like, bro, I don't know. I think sometimes we can even dream the future. I think at times we can dream the future, and that's that video I was watching the other day. Like, they were saying that when they were doing the experiments on dreams, they were putting people under, and that's basically what they was doing, seeing if they can dream up tomorrow. So whatever happens in their dream, when tomorrow come, boom, the dream does exactly that. Like the day goes exactly like the dream said it would, type shit. And I'm like going, I don't know, bro. That should be hella weird. Let's see, one eternal moment. Let's see, first time I took Lion's Mane, I had vivid dreams. Yeah, the Lion's Mane work, not the dreams you shouldn't remember. It's the essence in between you should be noticing. Eternal peace beyond understanding. Yeah, that's the thing. The one thing that I think that I go with now is feelings. Like feelings, because even like the feelings is the one thing that's constantly like kind of looping itself over and over again. So like what's happening doesn't, I don't care. It's like, how do I feel about what's happening? How do I feel about what's going on with this? How do I feel about this happening? Because, the moments are just, they've been done before. They're replaying themselves or something. So it's like, dang, but why, why do we replay certain moments over and over again? Because it gives you a certain feeling. What'd you say, Rance?
I think because they're so potent, like that's what I find in the moment line. Like I'll find myself in the loop where I'm saying the same thing like 3 times in a row, just because that moment is so potent and that is the moment. The moment stays. It'll reappear, or it'll stay.
Yeah, it's like you try to make that moment last. And it's because it's a feeling that moment gives you at the same time, but you try to make the moment last as long as you can. That's why we keep kind of replaying moments over and over again. We want tomorrow to be like yesterday. If we had a good day yesterday, we want tomorrow to be like that, to where we have a good day. It's like we start kind of doing the same thing over. We eat the same foods when we go to the certain restaurants. It's like, because we try to keep that same moment and make that moment last forever. And it doesn't. And it's like I always tripped off that. Like, you got some people, which I know y'all probably know, that go to the restaurant. When we go out to eat, they get the same thing every time. Like, it don't matter. They get the same thing because they don't want to get something else and then the shit be nasty, or it's not an acquired taste. They already know what they like, so once they go, they buy the same thing. And I'm going, like, after a while, I was going to restaurants with people. I would get something different, something that I never had. It's like, just to see what happened. And then when I start doing that, the shit was nasty. And I'm going, this is why we order the same thing all the time. We already know. Like, I remember somebody had a joke about McDonald's. Like, people go to McDonald's and they be standing there looking at the menu. And it's like, you already know McDonald's menu. It ain't changed in over 40 years. It's the same stuff on the menu, but we'll sit there, we'll look at the menu, and then we'll still order the same thing. And it's like, I don't know, bro. Shit is weird. We say already labels. See, that's odd. How much did you take? Oh, Queen, what did Queen say? Queen said, I never felt anything on shrooms. It just made me sick. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Ooh, what kind of shrooms are you taking? See, the most I took so far was 5 grams. Man, the 5 grams will do that, though. Especially if you don't like the taste. If you don't like the taste, bro, it'll make you sick. It'll make you sick. To me, it feels like a hangover and I get sick. Yeah, they'll tell you to take, it's something that you take that can stop the sickness. But at the same time, it's like, kind of go down on your dosage. Like, that's what I would think. I would go down on the dosage. Like, get my body, like, I always say, like, you got to get your body used to it. Because for one, it's acquired taste and it's an acquired feel. It's something that's like kind of awkward at times. So it's like, go down, you feel me, and get your body used to it and ready for it. So once you go and you take that higher dose, your body will be more understanding. You feel me? I think I only, like, out of the 1,000 times I done took mushrooms, I think I done only threw up probably like once or twice on shrooms and once on DMT. because it's so nasty that like oh my god. And it was a time to where they weren't nasty to me. They weren't nasty at all. But then I started listening to what everybody was saying. Oh, they're nasty, and my mind believed it and accepted it and made them nasty to eat. And they never were nasty to me. Like I'll smoke a blunt and then boom, I'll go eat them and it'll be cool. It'll be like eating some Doritos or something. And now it's like, dang, I didn't believe everybody saying that the taste is bad. That it shocked my brain. Now when I eat them, the taste is bad for some reason. And it's like, what the hell, bro? I shouldn't have never believed a lot of people. Grind them up and take lemon juice. Yeah, exactly. Like do a lemon tech or do the tea time. Make some mushroom tea. That'll be one of the best ways to go, which I think I only did that once or twice. Or even blue juice. I think blue juice don't really have no taste like when you make the tea. Because people make the tea with honey and different things. The blue juice, it just kind of tasted like water when I did it, but it was still a fascinating experience. And like, so I don't know. It's like crazy. It's crazy, Queen Love, because you got to go through all these methods until you find the one that's actually right for you. Because we all can say all these things. We can say all these things, but for you got to go through all of them to find the right way for you. And like just like with DMT, that's what I had to do. I had to go through all these methods to the point to where even when I got to shrooms, I did the same thing. I started trying all the different ways until I got the one that fitted me, and it was like, oh, okay, this fits me. But also, you got to understand, it's a mind thing also, bro. Like, that's the one thing I started knowing. It's a mind thing because your mind already control everything. So it control the way you feel about what you eating, the way it tastes. You know, it just make you sick to your stomach because of the way it tastes. And then it'll get to the point to where now when you smell it, you will taste it and it'll make you sick before you even eat it. So it's like, you got to be careful. On all these things that we take in, we got to be careful. But he said, let's see. So you mean you threw it up right after you took it? I threw it up. Let's see. I can't be the only one. I threw up an hour or two after. Oh, dang. Anything is possible. I should try tea. Yeah, try the tea. Try grinding them, put them in a oh yeah, that's another thing, capsuling them. Like oh look, dang. I said, man, it's gonna the shroom doors are opening. And I don't know. I said, man, I don't know. Wait, hold on, let me see. Oh, see. The shroom doors is opening. I don't know if y'all can see this. Let me see if I can make this clear. Please be able to work. Oh, dang, y'all ain't gonna be able to see it. But as you can see, the shroom doors is opening right now. They're like, this is the Cannabis Club just sent me a text, and it's say Shrooms Room, Shroom Zoom, and they got the albinos, they got the penis envy, they got the cold blues, golden teachers, Mazda topics, blue meanies, Cambodians, ape shits. Look, they even got them capsuled up already. They got them capsuled up already to where you can buy them in capsules. And then they got the edible to where they got the chocolates, they got the gummies. You feel me? It's like, man. And then Treehouse microdose vapes. Like, that's the thing that threw me off when I seen a mushroom vape. And I said, wait, hold on, you can vape mushrooms? Like, when did they start doing that? That threw me all the way off. Now you can vape mushrooms. But they expensive, bro. $280 for a whole zip. I'm like going $180 to $280 for a whole zip. For the albinos, yeah, they talking $280 for a whole zip. What'd you say?
Bro, I'm faded. I'm faded right now. I just smoked a backwood. what you smoke?
Man, I'm about to light up this grape ape in a minute. It's like sometimes once I get to talking, bro, I don't even be wanting to smoke.
I got the honey berries. I just smoked the honey berry.
He said the honey berry.
That's what the girl picked out for me.
Amanita muscaria mushrooms. I don't think it was Amanita. Oh, they look like little white ones. I tried the bars and the fungus looking ones. I don't know the names. I can get you a, he said I can get you a better price. Me too. I can go grow some if I want, but it's like I'm not even dang, I haven't been diving as much. Gnostic Chef, where you at? Why you ain't in the chat? Gnostic Chef, don't be all the way out there, bro. You supposed to be in the Discord. Hold on, let me share the Discord.
With me and True.
Yeah, let
True,
me,
I'm close. You know I'm in Oregon. I've been working.
That ain't close.
That's like a day drive.
Man, that ain't. It's probably, well, yeah, it's kind of far, bro. It's kind of far. But
the West Coast is so long.
But dang, you did it, huh?
Yeah.
You did it. You done moved out to Oregon.
I told you, because they were holding me back. I told you, when I know my information and I know what I know, when I have my own soul, I'm a rock star. I love people. People love me. I thrive. I succeed. Like, that's when I know my information. If I don't know you love me and I don't know about the psychedelics, like, because I be sharing my psychedelics, like, you know what I'm saying? Infinity. I went Infinity. I went to the Mushroom House. I went to, well, the Mushroom House was an actual house on this planet. That's Mystery Ozo's house. I call that the Mushroom House. What else?
Hold on,
Joshua Tree.
Yeah, Joshua Tree, the house, the Trippy house. But yeah, that's the Discord. The Discord is always open for anybody out there to join, because sometimes when y'all be having a lot of questions and a lot to talk about, it'd be kind of better to just jump in the Discord, because then you can have the floor and you can be able to talk, and then you'll hear, we can see, I'll read everybody comments. You feel me? Because we all kind of work together, because I don't know everything and I'm not trying to act like I know everything. But when we come together, we know everything. I'm just saying. When we all come together like this, we know everything. We know everything. I hate to say it, because everybody brings their small piece to the table. UL know everything in general by itself. He don't need nobody else. See? You can use vape Amanita muscaria mushrooms. I guess it's a theory. You can vape 4-ACO. Oh, wow. I didn't know that, the 4-ACO. But what's up with Agnostic Chef? Regal Beagle?
What's going on?
Oh, yeah, man. You a content.
Yeah, what were you
I was going to say, you a content creator. You can't jump in here. If you a content creator and you out there talking, man, stop that bullshit. Come into the Discord.
I'm getting ready for the work right now. I'm trying to get myself together.
Yeah, but you gotta pop in, man, because you.
I agree. It's been a while. I got my wife had our son in July.
Oh yeah, congratulations.
Thank you. I just have a newborn. It takes up a lot of time right now,
Man, now it's gonna be a whole nother part of life. You ain't gonna be in control. He gonna be in control for a long time.
I given up that idea of being in control with my first mushroom trip. I gave up on that idea. It's like, oh wait a minute. Yeah, I don't get to say shit now.
Nothing. He gonna be crying. I'm hungry. This how you say you hungry? Like, all you gotta say is, Dad, can you get me something to eat? But you cry. Oh yeah, you got the
It's like the Randy's little grip, they call it.
Yeah.
This little, you see the little gloop right there?
Yeah.
That's where it feeds the smoke in, and it clogs up like after 5 uses. I can't barely get a hit out of it. So I gotta spray it down with a little alcohol, and then I'll put it in the
then
microwave
clean
for
it.
30 seconds, and it pushes it out right away. But it's been annoying a little bit.
Oh yeah, see back in the day, see what they used to do. They used to just boil the crack pipe.
Oh right, yeah. The heat works.
Yeah, they just throw it in the pot with some water and let it run. Hey, and walk away.
Yeah.
What's up with it, Dominic?
I remember doing that too with the pipes, but like even resin from your THC pipe would do that.
Yeah, but how do that device right there? Do it hit pretty cool?
Yeah, it's really good, to be honest. Like, then I just blow it through that alcohol, and it usually is cleared out now. At least in that bottom section, you know.
How many pulls do it usually take to
kill the battery?
Yeah.
Well, like it takes like 2 of those cycles to prime it, in my opinion, to where it'll start hitting well. So like you have to click it twice, usually 2 cycles, just to even get it primed. And then, but I could do that probably like at least 15 times, like 15 rips, and then I end up charging it again.
Yeah, but I'm saying, okay, and how many hits do you got to take to blast off?
Oh shoot! Off of this thing, if you're gonna put some deems in there, you mean deems?
Yeah.
Dude, you could do it in 1.
Oh God!
Just based on the temp that you can put it at.
Yeah.
And then you could just do your whole, your whole dose in one shot.
Oh wow! Yeah.
It's really nice.
Yeah. So you just been blowing hash out of there?
Yeah. Because that's why I keep a couple of these on hand, because you know how that deems it never goes away.
Yeah.
The flavor.
Yeah.
So I just use this one. I use the second one for it.
Hey, yeah, you gotta have 2 separate ones. This one for the deems, this one for that. Cause I done gave pipes away that I used before.
Yeah,
and
dude.
tried to clean them. Yeah, and the smell was still in there. And they like, bro, why it smell like that? Like, what was you smoking out of this thing? Some dope?
Yeah.
Some dope. Some dope.
I was that God particle.
Yeah, that God particle. That's wild, bro. Who gave it that name, the God particle? Who came up with that?
I'm actually not sure who first started calling it that. I'm actually not 100% sure on that.
So I clean my Bud Glad bowls. It makes them shine just brand new, but it will mess the pot up for all the rest. Man, you better scrape it out and smoke it. Nah, I'm just take that thing out and smoke it.
It's got like 3 heat settings too.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I might as well go on and fire up. Let me cover my camera, cause y'all already covered on TikTok.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you good. It's covered enough to where they can't really see what's going on.
Right.
And then maybe they can. Well, no, I'll just do it like that. But yeah, they ain't said nothing, so they can't see.
Oh, I'll hide it away.
And Arthur started calling it God particle, but I can't remember which one. Oh, I thought it was probably Joe Rogan or somebody, or was it the one? What was that purplish like blue like weird ass looking book? The God molecule line. Ain't that what it was? The God particle or something?
Can't remember.
DMT books. Yeah, the spirit molecule.
Spirit molecule, yeah. That's the name of a book, right? The spirit molecule?
Yeah. And then the God molecule, this is 5-MeO DMT and the spiritual path to divine light.
Ah, okay.
These books is pretty cheap too. Wait, what did UL say?
Yeah.
Oh, Rick Strassman. He said Rick Strassman.
Oh, okay.
He named it that.
Okay.
I haven't seen.
He's a chemist, I think, right? Dawson?
I'm not sure. Let's see. I gotta seem to remember Rick Strassman.
Beer molecule. There it is.
Yeah.
Fear Molecule by Rick Strassman. Great book. You should read it. Definitely recommend reading it.
I think I listened to it. I think I
They made a
listened to
movie.
the audio thing. Oh yeah, that's what it was, huh? That little movie.
Joe Rogan's in it and everything. But you got to read the book, bro. It's fascinating.
Do he talk? If I don't think it's crazy because do he talk about like? Is there a book of experiences, of just psychedelic experiences?
Well, these are the first ones. These are the first 55 volunteers that ever got in high doses. These are the ones.
That's cool. Yeah, I think that's one of the best ones for sure.
They're fascinating, brother. He's talking about like intravenous infusions, and they did it in a hospital setting. So, but he comments on that being how the setting wasn't always great. He said he had about 25 volunteers that had negative experiences, or not like positive, not the best trips. But he documents and tells from his notes and gives explanations and lots of views from he gives it from the perspective from mystical experiences to near-death experiences to alien abductions.
He's a doctor.
And he definitely talks about how he was amazed at how many people, volunteers, were always commenting on seeing the others, seeing the entities. It became so overwhelming that he was just that so many people would talk about the entities and meeting and having alien abduction experiences and near-death experiences, basically.
That's kind of. Is that the one where the guy had the crazy experience with the alligator people or the alligator entities or something?
The crocodiles, yeah.
Crocodiles. Okay, yeah. We gotta say R. We gotta say R. We can't say the R word. We gotta say R.
Oh.
Gotta say R because
You say grape.
yeah. But
You say grape is good.
okay, now I remember it now. Though, wow, man, I remember it now.
Yeah.
It did have some crazy experiences. Make you go, I don't want to meet the alligator people.
Well, he talks about the entities being on a range of from reptiles to mantises to insectoids, to like just energetic star beings to Pleiadians. He talks about the entities. They talked about like psychedelic surgeries and how all these experiences that we've already kind of had a few touches of ourselves. But some of these guys go real deep.
Yeah, you got that. You had that psychedelic surgery.
Oh yeah. And I've been getting that a lot from my research. Is that the molecule before you? That's why the diet when you do ayahuasca, the dieta is so important because they want you to clean up your body, detox, and get all that purging stuff done beforehand. That way, the medicine is if you don't, the medicine's going to scan you and go, okay, well you're at this level, and all we can do is help clean you up. We got to get cleaned up first. It'll give you the surgeries. It'll give you the downloads, healing and loving and energy. But then once you get through that, then it can take you to deeper places. And that's what it's been talking about, like in the book too, is you see these people who have they didn't know what they're doing, so they weren't on any diet or anything, but they'll have extremely horrible feelings of being scanned, and then having the near-death experience being so intense they think they're dying, and people purging and throwing up because it does that to you at first. That's like the initial thing. The DMT's gotta see who you are, understand you, and see what level of what they're working with, and then you go deeper and deeper into the entity contacts. Yeah. So.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
that's crazy because that makes me think about how, like, the way I kind of see demons in general are basically just like manifestations of your cognitive inner self. Like, you can't talk to your stomach, but it can tell you that it's upset in some way. But like, obviously there's communication on that cellular level that we'll never be able to be a part of. And I feel like when you get into those realms with the DMT, that you start communicating with like your gut biome or something. And then if it's in bad health, then you've created some demons in there and they probably don't like you. So if you go into that realm and then you, like you said, your diet's not clean and your stomach's full of terrible microbes, I think those are the demons.
Yep, and they gotta clean you out first before they let you in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that too, Gnostic Chef, because dang, I had experiences where I went in and I met certain parts of my body and they were entities. They weren't like my heart was just like this red thing. No, it was its own entity. Like,
well, if you think about it, it certainly is. It's its own conscious being, you know?
Yeah, yeah. And do you think we trying to? Is it a like? It made me think of this one show with the Gelflings where they had the two split up and they were trying to all come together to be back one so they could become this entity, this this divine entity. What if? Can you align these different things to where it can be more fundamental for not just you, but every aspect of the you?
Yeah, I mean, if you're at harmony, I think I kind of feel what you're saying. Like, if you could be in communication with like your liver and your lungs, like constantly and without a psychedelic inducing state, like what if you could communicate like that? You'd probably be pretty like I'm sure you'd be able to like tell your stem cells like where to go to like heal things, like you'd be able to like communicate on a level to where you're like, oh, I just cut my hand, be like, okay, brain, send T cells over to this section, aisle 47 for cleanup, please.
Yeah, right now, ASAP. Which I think we do. I think that's what we doing, but it's like you're not thinking about it. It's just happening.
Yeah.
Now, if you can like have like that massive control over it to where you can actually let your heart and your lungs, you can even introduce them both to each other, and introduce this one to that one notice this one, and okay, now we're gonna work together to keep the body young, because everybody knows how to play their part. But they're getting mixed messages and mixed up and stuff.
And I think that's why they consider this a medicine, because it takes you through these levels where you have to clean yourself up, mind, body, soul, and it goes through these levels until you're raised up to a different, higher vibration. It aligns like if your chakras aren't aligned, you're gonna start working on them one at a time until you're all aligned up, and then you can have these profound Kundalini type one with God experiences, and contacting and meeting your higher self and seeing these amazing visions. But it's also what you're gonna do with it and how you're gonna integrate all this, because there was something that Rick Strassman says in his book. He says, well, we found out this is definitely causing such extraordinary profound enlightening type experiences, but then people would just go back to their normal lives like nothing happened. And he was kind of like, well, gee whiz, like, how important is this? Like, what is the function of this? Why does it give you such profound, amazing, oh my God, experiences? And then people just carry on like without doing that.
You just kind of go back to normal. That's the chop wood, carry water.
Yeah, and I was thinking about reasons for that, and I realized because everyone is in their own journey. It's not like you come out of this and everyone, we figured it out. Now everyone knows that you got to go do these enlightenment steps, because there's a lot of pathways for that. Yogis have been meditating. Buddha's Buddhists do all chanting and all these techniques, but all of it is to like gain a spiritual elevation and a healthy growth in your own personal journey. And so it doesn't have to be like, oh, now everyone has to go do this one thing. It's going to put you right back in your life, and you can definitely integrate and clean up your life, but you can just go back to living your normal life, and you don't have to quit drinking or stop smoking weed, or I mean, you can, but like it doesn't have to be. Like, everyone is perfect in the moment where you are. So that's something, I think, something there where I think where Rick Strassman was getting frustrated, seeing like, well, if this is so important, why aren't people like changing their lives? It's like, some people are, but it's not necessary, because everyone is, you know, even the experience itself is just part of the journey, of your journey, everyone's specific individual journeys, you know?
Yeah, so you can't, so it's, yeah, so you can't say what somebody else really should be doing, because in the moment everybody's doing exactly what's supposed to be done in that fucking moment.
Yeah,
it don't matter what it is. Like, like, bro, I was like, even like I said, I'll be having these talks with my mom, and then, you know, just going like, you know, when they say God is everything, and then, you know, she's telling me, you know, like, I did things, and, you know, but God knew what I was gonna do. So it's like almost like like the story was already there. You just living out the story. Almost like when you go and you read a book and you take in that information or whatever you read, and you kind of live it out. But you don't see it that way. Like, we don't see it that way, but we live it out in our minds as we're reading the story, because when you get to a part, to like, even if you're watching a movie, same thing. You get to a part, you see something happening, and you go, hey, don't hide right there. You created another story within the story on top of the story that you, it's like kind of weird, bro, but these things live themselves out within us.
Yeah, it's really interesting, but I still think like it's like I feel like when most of us started smoking DMT, we get that initial, oh my God, everyone needs to try this, like, wow. But then after years of experience, that you realize maybe not, maybe it's not for everyone, and like after I did my ayahuasca. Even the facilitators, like, now don't everyone go out and start telling, oh, your mom and dad, your brothers and sisters, you guys got to do this. They were like saying, just tell them and share your experience and change your life and do what you got to do, and people will see your changes or how you've reacted to it, and if they feel inclined, they'll maybe feel called to it. But it's not something like, oh, you got to run out and start going, oh, this is for the whole world. We got to down.
Yeah.
We got to rain DMT from the helicopters, and
That's what I did too. I had to try to tell everybody.
Yeah, but it's like it's not everyone's journey. It's like if it is, then it's definitely going to happen to you. But it's if it's not, it's you can't convince someone to like, here, yeah, you got to smoke this DMT and see for yourself. If they're just not going to do it, they're not going to do it. You know, some of my friends are so hardcore Christian that all they need is Jesus, and that works for them. And you know, we can get in arguments all day. Oh, what you're doing is witchcraft, and you're playing with demons. And I can go, well, you've never done it, so like, I can give you my experience, what it's actually like. But you can't, you know, go around telling people like, oh yeah, you know, like, that's what it is. You're doing witchcraft, like, because they don't know.
Yeah.
If they've never done it, you know. And then
Yeah, especially whenever they're doing the same thing in a different form, you know, like meditation, prayer. What are the differences, you know, when you get together collectively and all commune and all share the sacrament of the blood and the body of a man? Like, dude, that's pretty witchcrafty to me.
Yeah, and I think that was all in mistranslations. Like, people lost the whole anointment process. I think cannabis and mushrooms were 100% used in early Christian. Like, taking the flesh, the little mushroom cap they put on your tongue. It's supposed to be a mushroom cap, but it's a little piece of bread now, cracker. It's like, that used to be a mushroom cap. It's like, that's all like, you know, forgotten practice. And when I eat mushrooms, I definitely get a whole like I'm meeting God and like and Jesus is like judging me, like some entity named not Jesus, but like a Christ-like consciousness is taking over and it's confronting you and judging you and giving you life lessons for you.
It's
And
you know what's crazy?
Communion with God or a higher spirit or
You know what's crazy though, Wild Man? That's what I be saying. Like, what if it's you, like that's judging yourself because you know your wrongs, you know your rights. You say it all the time. I want to stop doing this. I want to stop doing that. You like, or somebody else might say it, and then it might start. And then you say, "Oh, dang, I didn't see that part of me." Like that part of you exists within you, and like, what if that aspect of you is that right there? It's like what the God thing is, or something. Like when you go in on psychedelics, you see that archetype of yourself, and that archetype of yourself is a person. It's a thing. It's a being. It's a living entity.
yeah. It's so confronting because you're like it's having an honest conversation with some kind of higher power, and you call it God, you call it Jesus, you call it yourself, but it's something and it's real, and it's definitely you're looking at yourself and you're seeing you can't lie, you can't if it's so funny. It's so funny.
No, it is.
There, I saw this Instagram post just recently. It was like a satire thing where it was a kid. He's like talking, "Please God, send me a sign. What do I need to do?" And then God like starts talking to him. You need to stop drinking alcohol. And he's like, "What? Oh my God, is it really you, God?" He's like, "Yes, this is 100%. I am God, and I'm telling you, you need to stop drinking alcohol." And he's like, "It's like, oh, are you sure you're God? Like, I don't really want to stop drinking." He's like, "No, I'm telling you, you need to stop." And it's like, maybe it's just a voice in my head. And he just starts like going, like, dude, if God Himself literally told you what to do, you'd still say, maybe not.
Yeah, you gotta be. Are you really God though?
Are you really God? Yeah.
Like, show me something. Do something.
In the moment when it's happening, like ayahuasca, it's like you cannot deny you are talking to this being, this God, and it's telling you like exactly what to do. And then when you come out of the trip, you're like, it was just a trip. I can go do whatever I want again. And that's where the fine line of doing the work versus like trying to debate whether you have free will or how you're going to use your free will and what you think is good or bad, and then like, but having that actual experience of God telling you, no, this is good and this is bad, but you got to confront that. You got to actually confront it and then deal with it. Like, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna deny God itself telling me? Like, who are you to? You just had an act. You're like, that's like all anyone would love to do is have an actual contact with God and get real answers. But then people do on the psychedelics, and then they just go back to their lives like,
But
people, that off.
I think people feel like they do too without the psychedelics. Because I met many people that said, God spoke to me, and it wasn't on nothing.
Yeah, when I was in the Marine Corps, I was having such culture shock. I was like, I did something that I found out I could only do on psychedelics was like having I thought I could only do is disassociation. But the experience when I was like in boot camp, it was such a culture shock, and it was so hard, so difficult for me to get my mind around that I actually did this to myself, that I joined the military and I am in there, man, and there's no quitting. It was like I had to disassociate myself, and like I put myself like the way I described it is I put myself in the back of my mind, and I'd have that little voice that's me, the real me is back there, and I could talk to it. But after a while, it started feeling like no different than talking to like God. I thought the voice in the back of my head was just actually God or some kind of higher angelic spirit guide that was real and was talking to me in my head. And it was like during boot camp. So I'm like in the military, and I'm not smoking weed. I'm not doing any nothing. But I am literally having conversations in my mind with who I feel like is the voice in my head is not necessarily me, but God.
But God, yeah.
Guiding me, yeah. So I've had that experience.
I've always wondered how people can even separate those instances, just like you were describing. If a figure came out of the sky and told you to stop drinking, what would you think? It'd be like the atheist would say, I'm hallucinating. And then the theist would say, oh, well, I had a divine intervention and I saw God. So it's like, depending on your cosmology, it really depicts how you're going to view what you're rendering in the reality, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then people, have you guys heard about the blue dot experiment?
No.
It is
I said no fast. I said it so fast. No,
Yeah.
I ain't heard it. No.
It's a experiment they did, psychological experiment they did on people to show. So it's basically they would show a series of blue dots, but they would range from blue to purple, but the colored variance would be such a minute variant difference that it became difficult for people to decide on the correct color blue. And the only thing that would alleviate the issue was when they would add contrasting color. And so the psychology behind it was that when we stare at the same cosmology all day or the same recipe all day, you're really going to find it hard to get outside of it or even see what's the true recipe in there or what's the true cosmology. Because if you just stare at the same colors of blue and purple, you're going to get confused. So it's good to throw in other experiences, other cosmologies, so you can get a better grip and you can actually decide on if you're looking at what you think you are.
That 360 view on everything.
Yeah, I did. I started a Substack, so I wrote on that one. It's the sub. You guys get on Substack or anything?
What is that?
Substack's like, it's like another social media platform, I guess, but it's more geared towards like people that want to write things, I guess. So a lot of authors and scientists or philosophers, they all write on there and then post it up. There's some levels too. It's like a Patreon kind of too, to where there's paid tiers, but it's a pretty cool little way if you enjoy reading.
I like how it gives you psychedelics will give you these perspectives, and so like seeing the different colors of dots. Like I see religions as different colors of the same dot.
Right.
So like
exactly.
I really now relate to the Hindu culture where when they say namaste, like the light that's in me recognizes the light that's in you, and they say namaste. And I get that. And I go, oh man, I think the Hindus had this figured out a long time ago where they just like, I don't know, they were smoking DMT or taking mushrooms, but they definitely have that in the culture, and psychedelics gives you a hint of that, going, yeah, it's all an illusion. Everything is illusion, and everything is God, and you're just doing your little play right now, your little act, your little game.
But that's the scary part of it. What's up with it, Theo? That's the scary part of it. It's like when you recognize that, you still can't accept it all the way.
I don't want to, because that means the people that means like if you're gonna like relive, if we're reliving lives, then that means I'm living your life and you're living my life, and we've all lived these other people's lives, and some people have had shitty, horrible lives, and you go, I got a good one. I don't want to. Let me just be in this life, and if I die, I'll just I hope I continue on and not have to go and recycle and relive all these horrible lives, you know.
Yeah, that right there is kind of sentiment towards the people that have psychedelic experience and come back and they're like, never mind, you know. It's because I think the main thing about human nature is trying to find comfort, and truth is pretty much the most uncomfortable thing you could get around usually. Yeah. And so we avoid it.
There's like two reactions to this. There's the reaction of people going, well, I'm just going to live my life the best I can and be a good person and hopefully, you know, help you know, if anyone has to live my life, at least, you know, I'll give them a good ride because now right now I'm in control of it. Or people go, well, I got to figure out how to break free from this. I do not want to reincarnate again, so I got to break free from samsara, and I got to meditate and find Christ consciousness or do the Kundalini. And people are trying to break free of the matrix so that they do not have to come back and be judged and go, oh, you got karmic work to do. Now you got to be born as a Chinese woman in 15th century Japan, like, or in China. It's like, no.
And then you got the guys that the Bodhisattva, right? He's the Bodhisattva, says he'll come back as many times as it takes till everyone can gain up that consciousness. So he's kind of like the spiritual warrior.
I relate to that a lot.
Me too.
Yeah.
I connected that. The Bodhisattva.
Yeah, I think, the Bodhisattva has always been an interesting thing for me. I've thought about it a lot, just in general, of this idea of coming back just to fulfill all the needed.
When I read people who like say, or what the question people like, oh, well, why would you come back as someone who's mentally ill or who's born with deformities or a Down syndrome or something, or has a really hard life? You say, well, their explanation is those people have higher karmic credit because they chose to come in to a really difficult life, and maybe they chose or they have to fulfill a certain karmic thing, but like coming in and doing what you know is going to be if that's the case, and you choose your life and you choose like a really difficult life versus some rich famous actor who has it really good, like
hey, but think about this though, right?
Yeah.
What if
like really good
just
that,
what if wow, man, what if you are everything in life? What if you are everything that life is?
Yeah.
So
like consciousness.
Yeah, consciousness. Yeah, all of it. So what would it mean if you come if you come back as anything? It's not. It's the only thing that matters is you just coming back, just making this thing keep going because you every aspect of it. Like so.
If that's the case.
Yeah.
If that's the case.
That's the way I look at it now. I don't know. It's just weird. Like I look at it weird like that. I think that we're playing every part of life. Everything that you are life, you're playing every aspect. So the person that's out there doing the opposite of what you're doing, you that person too.
Yeah.
Well, this thing or whatever it is, I don't know what to call it, God or.
Yeah. When I'm getting a tattoo, and I know it's going to be painful, but I want to get the tattoo. It's kind of like that little microcosm of that, because it's like you're going in and getting this thing done to you, but you know it's painful. It's like coming here on Earth. You know it's going to be painful. There's going to be suffering, but then it's like knowing that is how you put a perspective on like the rest of life somehow. But then again, if we're all of it anyway, and you have to do all of it anyway, then somehow that message is maybe the lesson is you can take away from it is you know that you wouldn't be doing it if you couldn't do it. Yeah. So if you're confronted with this pain, like you just got to tell yourself, well, I know I can handle it. I can get through this, 5 hours of getting my tattoo, or I can get through this 70 years or 80 years of this hard life, or or whatever life you come into, however long it is. If you die as a child, but say you come in, that as a spirit, you come in as a child who gets killed in a car wreck or something. That's gonna suck, but you can handle it because you've been everything else.
Yeah.
So you only take on those lessons that are difficult if you've reached that level. Maybe like you don't do it unless you know you can handle it. You come here and you forget, and you think, oh man, I don't know if I can handle it. But before, when you chose this life, you knew you could do it.
I think it's a part of us that that is everything, but it does, like, it chooses to forget. It don't want to know. I had an experience to where I could see all the life happening and everything. It didn't matter what they were doing or what was going on. The feeling this giant, it was like a giant, like type worm creature or something that was connected to these screens, like that go on like to the right forever, go on to the left forever. But this creature was like kind of getting a certain energy from everything everybody was doing, but it was controlling everything. It had full control over no matter what you thought you was doing. It was creating the reality in order so it can get whatever this thing it was getting, because all these tubes was going in and out. And then, you know, I done had weird experiences to where I became everything. Like to where I knew for a fact that like like okay, saying this is a reflection of my mind. Okay, if life is a reflection of my mind, life is a reflection of your mind. The whole world, everything that you see is just a reflection of your mind. Like you are all of this thing making this thing, like in so many different ways that, you know, we don't see it. That's why we have many different paths that say, okay, well, life is doing this, life is doing that. But it, whenever we get back to the one story about who's doing it, it's, we say God or the creator.
Well, when I was on the ayahuasca and I was confronted with God telling me that I chose all of this, and I was like, why would I do that? It was like saying to me, basically, it's the only way that you could remember me, because I've been somehow like we come here and part of it is all forgetting. You got to restart, be a baby again, and forgetting everything and starting anew. And I had this mushroom experience too, where I was sobbing, and then it finally, when I peaked, it hit me, was this revelation, was like, I hate forgetting. It's so annoying. It's so frustrating. And I was like mad at this thing that we have to do. But the reason for it, when I was on ayahuasca, God was saying, is because that's the only way it could wake me up, to remind me, because I forgot. So, like, I don't know.
Did you ever like that? Like, so was it? Did it seem like this was your first time? What's up, Christos?
No, it feels like it's telling me that you've done this many times, but every time it's always it's a walking away into a forgetting experience to coming back to remembering, and the journey is a circle. It's a loop.
Yeah.
So it's like going through. You start the journey, and then whatever happens in the journey, it's all done for you so that you can come back to remembering and waking back up to, oh yeah, I chose to start this journey.
Yeah.
And then you get to that culmination point where you're back to being God. You remember and have your everything again. So then you got to, well, there's only one thing left to do but go back to forgetting. And we just do all these lives forever and ever for whatever God's will is. And that's something we got to, like, there's a sense of faith, a sense of trust. And okay, if the world is like this and there's so much fucked up shit in it, I got to trust in that that's God's will while that's happening. Or there's got to be something like I can do. If there is something I can do about it, like, then whatever that is, maybe it causes you to try to live a more healthy, peaceful, loving life. And
but that's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying, though. Wow, man, that's the weird part about it. No matter what life you decide to come and live, whether it's good or bad, you're still that thing.
Yeah, it's a trip.
You still Brahman. Everything is Brahman.
Yeah. I
So
feel like we got our fingers on it, but it won't let. As soon as you like try to touch it, it moves. You're like, you're trying to. You get it only for like a split second, and then it moves because it doesn't. It's supposed to be some kind of ephemeral or whatever. There's a word for it. It's supposed to slip through your fingers. You're never supposed to catch it. So if you catch it, then the game's over. It's over. So you gotta keep this thing going. So we all have different experiences at different levels of whatever this is. So it's all God playing different roles. But that's an important thing to do, because there's, like, in a weird way, there's nothing left to do but do everything. Like, I don't know. It's
Have you guys
kind of?
You guys know the book
weird.
Dune?
The what?
so weird.
You know the book Dune? Have you heard of Dune?
Yeah.
Okay.
I seen the movie. I didn't read the book.
All right, in Dune, the Bene Jesuits, whenever they're gonna transfer all of the old information from the old Bene Jesuit high priestess to the new priestess, they transfer all of the forever memories, just every memory that's ever had. They transfer it to her, and in the book, she has it happen. Jessica has it happen to her when she has the baby inside, and so the baby gets all of the information too. And I just thought it was interesting because when the baby comes out, they called it an abomination because that no baby should have all of the memories because it would be devastating towards the psyche of the baby or like the child, you know? I just thought it was interesting how you said that the idea was that you had to have all your memories erased so you can then go find yourself. So they even in this book allude to that idea based on calling the child an abomination for having all the.
Because the Bene Gesserit are the only ones who are allowed to access that genetic memory. So once they get
Right.
the kid who's been
which is crazy too, because it's all about the mitochondrial DNA in that sense, because the mitochondrial Eve goes back into time, which hosts all genetic information. And then so the women are the ones that are the high priests in that book, and they are the ones that pass along this genetic information. And it's funny because that's how it works here too, is the mitochondrial DNA is what's passing on all your ancestral DNA.
Yeah, and also it's just like they're trying to they want to control that prophecy, so they have to be able to be the only ones who can see outside.
Right.
The Black Sun.
But then it seems like because they train the Kwisatz Haderach or the Paul or whoever, they train them to be good at poetry, good at combat, good at every type of thing, so that there's no blind spot.
It's just like the Masons, how they are like, you know, they have that staircase of knowledge to where you the last one I believe is like astrology, but yeah, it's the same concept. You know, you're supposed to go through these steps and these processes. And that Kazarek had the Haderach or whatever, Mohadib. Mohadib. And I just love that.
I almost logged out just now, but I heard you talking about Dune, bro. I had to come back.
We should use that intention next time we dive in, and we should have the intention of I'd like to remember. See, like maybe if we can do something like awaken our own DNA with all that information in there and get some of those memories back, or somehow
that first thought, the thoughts
somehow start the process of awakening and remembering. You know, because it's like it seems to be a process.
It's
all right, guys. I'm at work, so I'm gonna chow out. Okay, I'll catch you guys later.
All right, Gnostic Chef. Make sure y'all check out Gnostic Chef channel.
All right, thanks. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, and Paul Stamets was the guy who instigated the whole splice being mushrooms. The blue eyes turning was a homage to the blue blue stains, the psilocybin in the blue in the mushroom.
Frank Herbert was a big mushroom grower. He talked to Paul Stamets and a bunch of to Dennis McKenna and a ton of people at the time.
Dune was fully inspired by mushrooms. So
yeah, some people say that was Frank Herbert's trip report.
Oh, the spice.
I love that when people do that is when they take their psychedelic information and they do like a super artistic, really well done job at like writing something down or making a movie of it, because that's as close as you can get to basically sharing a trip. You know, we're going to be able to put our trips into CGI and watch little animations and stuff that could be pretty close on.
For real, bro.
That's gonna be trippy. Yeah.
That's coming. That's coming.
That's a nice artwork. There you go, Theo.
This was one from my trip right here. It was so burned into my mind that I had to paint it.
Exactly. Yeah, I see the grid. I see the spheres. I see all the hexagons and the portals. Yeah. Yep. The sacred geometry is all in there. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it's so vivid. Bring it to life. It seems like the only thing to do.
That one right there is wild.
one's gnarly.
I forgot the experience from that one.
That was the one. Like a few of these come from the same trip, but when I was fully like, just to make it a short story part of the trip, when I was fully broken, when I was like, oh, I broke everything. Not only did I break my brain, but I broke the universe. I am everything. I'm here. It was like I was in deep space and everything became still. And I was like, just as much as I was like seeing everything moving, it became just stillness. And this thing was there. I felt like this was the center of the universe. It was just like this obelisk. But these roots were growing up. The roots were like living.
Yeah.
And I was just like mind blown, like, wow, this must be the center. And I remembered this from a lucid dream. Like, this is something from before the trip, even.
It's like the monolith from Space Odyssey, or what's that one movie?
Yeah, 2001: A Space Odyssey. It was the same shape as that monolith.
Yeah,
Monolith.
dope. Oh, somebody. This is probably for you, Theo. Christo said, "I don't get what's so interesting about Dune." LOL, but I'm young.
It's really everything that you don't read. It's everything that you don't see in the movie and everything that you don't read in the book. That's what's so interesting. It's all the implications of all the backstory.
It's the same thing with Star Wars. Like, people think, oh, you just got to be kind of a nerdy sci-fi guy to get into Star Wars. But no, if you understand psychedelics, then you'll really appreciate Star Wars.
And I think Dune has like every story known to man. It has like Star Wars. It has every book, every movie in it. So it's just like a crazy story. All the stories.
So many stories.
And
Ezekiel, the burning bush.
What in Dune? In
Yeah.
the book though.
The book, just like the lore of it, and there's like other books around the book. There's like Children of Dune or Dune Messiah or a bunch of different stuff that just keeps on building on that story, prequels and sequels.
Hey, why was the dark side trying to take over on Star Wars?
Because they had the mushrooms, and they're like, you only need the mushrooms. And the Jedis were like, you need to listen to the priests. We teach you.
What?
In the darkness, they're like, the darkness will teach you. You're from the dark side. You must take the mushrooms in silent darkness. The other guy said you gotta learn.
That do sound like Star Wars.
The energy.
But I never could still understand why the dark side was the dark side. Like, what was dark about them? The fact that they went to any extent to win.
It was just because they learned from the darkness. I think the whole thing was telling us that there is no light and dark side. That we're just like being fed. Like, low key, the light side is kind of dark.
I think it's a balancing of forces to find peace.
Yeah, but what did the dark side believe in Star Wars? So the dark side was using force that involving drawing power from negative. Oh, exactly what Theo just said. You was cold, Theo. Yeah. It said the dark side in Star Wars is a way of using the force that involves drawing power from negative emotions to gain power over others.
Yeah, and in battle is who's stronger, the dark, or join the light, or be the Jedi, or join the dark side. And the truth is balance. The balance is the key. It's not join one side or the other.
They will be fighting forever.
Because technically, no matter what, if you have the good side, they're using the negative emotions too. The light side. It's just which emotions they're allowed to call good or bad in that culture.
They did that lesson in the multiverse too. Doctor Strange, where the lady was using the dark magic when she was telling everyone you're not supposed to, and he was using it the whole time. Remember that?
Oh,
and
yeah.
So Doctor Strange has to use the power of the dark magic. He said he never would do that, but he had to do it.
And he was able to control all them demonized hymns.
Yeah,
but that was dope, though, because
third eye away. it opens up, right?
Yeah, because now you're able to control every aspect of yourself.
Yeah, it's about awakening, man. It's about
But
finding the balance.
he said you're the apprentice, perpetually becoming the new level of master and shedding the old apprentice shell. Great, stronger, great Jedi. Great Jedi use orange and yellow lightsabers. Sith with the red and blue dual sabers. But man,
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie, the dark side just was
It's a
stronger though.
They say the Jedi believe that the Force is a living thing with a will of its own, despite knowing that it's an energy field created by living things called midichlorians, which is a symbiotic organism that once caused the deadliest plague in galactic history.
Oh, so the
In order
Jedi.
to serve the will of the Force, you have to let go of your own will.
In real life, we got the ether, and it's like you got these spiritual masters who can tune in to the life force and the energy, and then people who are on the lower end of the spectrum who live only in their root chakras, they don't have any control, or they don't have the access to the ether or to their full power, because they're living in a lower vibration. When it's about raising all the energy and balancing all of the chakras, aligning and balancing your entire being so that you're in tune with the force, with the source, with the ether around us, so that you realize, so the separateness, the illusion is gone, and you become one with everything.
Because
You
it's like that
manifest
free will thing.
your mind
Like,
manifests your reality.
Yeah, and they say like the dark side is people who like. They say the light side is like once you become part of the Force, then you're acting as the Force itself. It's kind of like you're being the greater ether. And the dark side still plays with having their own emotions or having their own desires.
Yeah, exactly. Nailed it.
What they think their desire is. So that's the dark part about it, is they can hold on to them, be like, I don't have to lose those desires. And be like, finally, when they get them, they might realize it's not even their desire. Or maybe that wasn't the ultimate. But it seems like some left hand, right hand stuff.
Left hand, right
hand. A real psychedelic lesson, though, is to learn to surrender, to let go, and that's like a micro lesson in the macro. If you really were to surrender, like, give your life to Jesus or whatever, take your cross and bear it, or and you serve God, or you start realizing that like somehow like that is action without acting. It's doing without doing. It's the way with no way. It's like the using no way as way, like Bruce Lee would teach.
You could say I'm free to have my desire, or free to not need to have it.
Yeah.
Or you could say I'm free to not. You'd be like, I'm free to have it, or I'm free to not need to have it, or I'm free to not need to be free of it.
It's a paradox, though. It's like once you try to control things, you lose control. But as soon as you let go of control, then you are in control of everything, kind of, in a way. And then it's that kind of paradox.
Yeah. And it is just a perspective in a way, but then since the matter in the ether is manipulated to our mind around us, manifesting, and it's not just a metaphor in our perspective reality.
Yeah, it's the difference between throwing a water, or water, taking water and making it
water,
throwing it, or becoming the water. To become the water.
You turn British for a second.
Flow like water.
Be water, my friend.
Be water, my friend.
Be water.
Bruce Lee.
But I'm
water can crash.
I'm still baffled though. Wow, man. Cause it still throws me off, bro. I can't stop seeing everything being this one thing.
Yeah. Well, it's everything. Like Dragon Ball Z, you got to get the 7 Dragon Balls, 7 chakras, Avatar. We're all avatars. All these stories, all of it's one big story.
I think it's just like that uncomfortable part. Like once we see that we are everything, just like that little gap in between the cosmic wiggle and the cosmic giggle. Once we start giggling, we're flowing with it. No problem with it.
I know. I've been taking bike rides every morning now, Theo.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Man, yesterday I thought something was wrong with me. I was catching cramps all in my thighs at like 11 o'clock. Woke me up out my sleep. I thought I was
gotta
dying.
get you some magnesium.
Yeah,
gotta
yeah. I said,
some magnesium.
yeah, I had to set my
Get a little hydration.
I set my timer on my phone, to take my vitamins every morning.
You want magnesium? Glycinate. That's the best kind of magnesium. That's what I think.
Yeah, glycinate's real good. If you can get threonate, that'll be even gooder. But it would be glycinate's good, bro.
And magnesium's good for your muscles.
Yeah,
and also like stuff to clear acid, like take a little shot of like baking soda and lemon juice first thing in the morning. That might help.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, the lemon juice. I couldn't remember what it was. Somebody was telling me.
Oh, yeah, I do that every morning.
Hell yeah.
I make a concoction, a tonic. It's got I squeeze 2 lemons, and then I put a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, and then a little teaspoon of turmeric powder.
Yeah.
And a little bit of dash of cayenne pepper. And then mix all that up in hot water and chug that thing.
Oh yeah, bro. I take a little lemon juice with a shot with some sea salt, and then I take turmeric, neem, and some peppercorns.
It's weird because at first, when you start hitting them bike rides every morning, like the first 2 times, you be kind of burnt, where you don't even want to, do nothing today, but you still have to. So you try.
It's like your whole machine is zapped. Your electric system is just like, kind of zapped.
Yeah, now it's just like, I'm ready for the day.
But then you get over that hump, you start being like even more like your body craves to go output some energy.
Yeah.
And every time you rinse and repeat, if you take a few days off bike and come back, even better.
And then that feeling that you get from that breeze just blowing through your face, bro, is just, I don't know.
It's up there with DMT.
Yeah.
It's just like you're weightless. You're really grooving.
Yeah, you can just reach that blissful point of existence. That's just, it just feel blissful. That's the only word I got for it. Bliss. And I got to start doing it more. I got to stay doing it. I'm not going to take no days off.
Yeah.
What's up with it, Big Chill?
You can just bike like 5 blocks one day. That'll still be proper.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'll go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's about 10 blocks. It's about 10. 10 blocks and back. Just for right now.
Nice. Start finding new places to go. I like to find places on the bike, like down by the water, or there's a farmer's market. It'll make you get that money just to be adventuring.
Make you get that money, huh? Nah, I got to do the farmer's market today. Tonight.
Oh shit!
That's
yesterday. What's today?
Friday.
I might go to one.
So it's like I'm not even gonna. If I come back live, it ain't gonna be till after 9 o'clock.
I'm going to get some fractals today. Maybe get some mushies.
Yeah, I was just showing. They sent me a whole little mushy menu from the Cannabis Club. I said, golly.
But life really is a trip. Like, you don't even need mushrooms. You just sit there. Get some coffee.
Yeah.
Go through the ether. Go through the world. It's a trip.
It's like you don't need them, but you need them.
But you need them because it's the dark side. Even though it's still the light side, like Jedis, like you're still Jedis, but you still need to use the dark side.
And it's weird because you feel like you don't need them, and then when you take them, you be like, "Oh, okay." Like Just Ty said, I remember now. This is why.
It's like only when we can say need or not need, but once you take them, you're like, I don't even believe that needs are real. You'd be like, beyond wanting.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about it. Like, this is why I remember now. Hold on, and then it didn't.
Someone was saying yesterday, Elzo was like, or someone was saying they want to take 10 grams, but they're kind of hesitant. And he's like, well, you don't need to take. And I was saying, like, do we ever need anything? Really? Like, especially when it comes to psychedelics, it's so extra credit.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone ever said we needed it.
Well, after not having smoked weed and drank any alcohol after my ayahuasca, man, the other day I wanted to smoke, so I went to smoke and it just hit me so hard. I was just like, golly, like I'm so glad that I'm feeling it now, because when I was smoking before, I was smoking every day, all day, just eating edibles, and then like I wouldn't even get high anymore. And it was weird. I was like, I don't even know why I'm doing this anymore. And so now I'm taking the break. I feel so good that having gone through the cleanse myself of it. Because now when I smoke, I really feel it, and so strong. I only need a little tiny puff. Like if I'm packing a bowl, I used to pack my bowl like full, or smoke a whole joint. Now I put the tiniest pinch of weed in there. I just hit it once.
You could never smoke a big blunt now.
Never. Bro, go back and look, wow, man, because I was saying, like, on this video I had rolled, and then I was like, I'm going to hit it. And then once I put the camera out and I hit it, bro, you can tell when I got high, because I was kind of losing my thoughts. It's like now I get high. Like,
I was so high that I felt like I was connected to an interdimensional whale. Like, its body was bigger than the cosmos. And I was just like, I was listening to music, just laughing hella hard. Like the first time I smoked again after not.
Yeah.
I was just laughing. Like, it was so alien, the feeling. It was like geometry was moving inside me. I understood the music on a deep level.
You become laughing. It's like, oh, this is why they said it was a psychedelic.
Right. It is.
Because it is. That's exactly what it is. It's like I'm getting like, it's like I took like, it'll be like I took like probably like a gram of shrooms or something sometimes. That's what it'll feel like.
Yeah, the first time I smoked some ganja after my ayahuasca, I had full-on visuals with my eyes closed, just seeing like super like neon colors and grids, lines, and geometry. Yep. And I was just like, oh my God, like this is so intense right now. It's just like how it's like real. I was like, I'm back all over. It was so intense. And then I had this crazy feeling that I was center stage in the middle of the whole entire universe. And I had the stage, like it was like I was like a super rock star up on stage, and all the lights were on me, and everyone was listening to what I was about to say, and it was like, oh, this is it. Like I've been given like the microphone. It's time for me to like say something important, and all I could think of was like praying. And I had some incense. I lit up some incense, and I, with my eyes closed, just standing in my room, and I started praying and giving. And going to each direction and praying and being thankful for every direction, the four winds, the sun, the moon, the earth. I was just thanking everything and saying, like, please, no more war, no more pain, no more suffering. I was just going through the most intense prayers of my, like, that I could fathom. And I felt like I was giving them to everyone. Like, everyone was listening. It was crazy feeling.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be amazing. That's all I can say.
You can't even turn it off once you're high like that.
Yeah, that's always a beautiful thing, man, is when you can make that switch over, whether it's through some ceremony or just change in lifestyle, and you get to that point where less is more, and you're getting a lot more out of the small amounts that you do have. So it becomes a win-win when your tolerance goes down like that, because you're able to get a lot more benefits, especially the magical aspect of it really comes back, like you were saying.
Yeah, it does. But sometimes, like, depending on what strand it is, I get that like high paranoia. But I'll be so paranoid it'd be funny. I can't do nothing but laugh at it, because from diving in so many times, like, I didn't seen every way of being. So it's like once I see that and what's making it happen, it's just the shit be funny, but it be, you know, it still be a loud paranoia. But it's just funny now. But I don't know, bro. That's when you take
Well, there
days
was
off.
yeah, and there was a period of time I went a long, real quick. I went a long time without it because I was doing so many psychs in a short time. I had like a Kundalini awakening without trying to, and I was just too sensitive to anything stimulants. The only thing I was doing for a period of time was alcohol, and I don't even drink. But it's just everything became so stimulating. I was super sensitive, no matter the strain. Um, so yeah, man, I know all about that, and it's like a gift from God or the universe for you to balance out when you're getting to a point and not getting what you used to get out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I first really like did that breakthrough mushroom trip as an adult, and then I went back and had like a few weeks later my first LSD trip, and it brought me back into that mushroom. Like all of it was coming together. Then after that acid trip, edibles and weed never hit the same. It was always like in my chest that LSD would just arise.
From just the ganja, it'll take you
Yeah,
back to the Lucy.
yeah, bro. I don't even think I remember
Well,
what weed is like anymore.
Like, wow.
But I remember how vivid it was at first. It would literally be like Lucy when I hit it one time.
Did it do now? Like, do your dreams be hella vivid?
My dreams are vivid, but I think they always really were. But they're probably a lot more psychedelic or alien now. There's not just like normal parts of reality. There'll be like not just a normal building or something. It's much more crazy, like mixture of roller coasters and like moving buildings.
Oh wow.
Trippy stuff.
Yeah.
more abstract.
When I was a kid, though, I'd sit in my room. I remember thinking, I was like 7 years old. I was like, what is it like to hallucinate? Because I heard people talking about that. And I was like, what would that even be? So I sat there and closed my eyes as a kid in my room. And I saw like that black/white, like void in the background and a bunch of rainbow translucent shapes. And if I stared at it for long enough, I could move through it. It looked just like I was on a roller coaster. But when I was a kid, I was like, well, that's interesting, but that's not hallucination because it's just vivid. It's not vivid. It's just translucent. But I just accepted that as part of the mind. Like, I don't know what I was thinking. Like, oh, that's not there.
Well, it's there. It's always there.
That's hallucination. But even when with our eyes open, what is that? It's always there.
It's always hallucination.
Yeah.
Why blind people don't hallucinate?
Maybe they do. They just can't explain it because they don't have like a lot of how we talk. Isn't that like because we can see, we're able to talk?
Yeah.
But how do we know that they can't really see? Maybe it's just different.
Mm-hmm. True. You ever have tactile or like auditory, quote unquote, hallucinations?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes so vivid.
Do blind people hallucinate?
But I've noticed like even in everyday life, like if you hear somebody say something like, "Oh, what's that flower?" You could be like, "Did you say you got the power?" Like you could clearly hear something else, or you could see a different digit like written down. Be like, "I swear I saw a 3." No,
Yeah.
that was an 8.
How
Shit
things are
always happens.
malleable.
Yeah.
I had a
Especially when
heavy
you just
experience on
glance at it.
LSD. I was on LSD and I watched the sunset and I felt like I had new eyeballs and I thought like, oh my god, I've never actually seen the sunset until now. Like I was blind, but now I see. Like even though I used to be able to see just fine, I thought, but then the LSD was like, no, now you see. It was so crazy.
And what was you seeing?
It felt like I was actually seeing the sunset as it was for the first time. Like the colors and how beautiful it was hitting home and like connecting to my being rather than kind of just then like I guess like before I would just look at it and see it and go, oh yep, there's the sunset. Like I don't know, like it was like the soul wasn't there or something. But after when I'm on LSD, it was like somehow I was so connected and seeing the sunset. That's what it felt like. I felt like that I had been never seen it before, and now I'm actually seeing it. Like it was
for the
so
first
crazy.
time.
Yeah, so I don't know how to.
Like, and it was I'm seeing it for the first time, and it's beautiful, beyond beautiful.
Isn't it crazy? Like at every moment, at any given moment, you could be like, "Wait, I'm alive. Wait, I have a history." Like you rediscover it all in a blink of an eye. Like, wait, this is happening. Like every day, in some form.
Doing random reality checks on yourself, kind of like when people are trying to lucid dream.
Yeah.
I'm kind of tripping. I'm just kind of going back, just thinking about when we was at Joshua Tree. Like the mirror experience, that was like the wildest thing, bro. It's like, it's like I understand it, but at the same time, it's like, bro, that shit was hella weird.
Cause you said you were talking to ayahuasca?
Nah, I was off the shrooms.
And you said the mirror experience?
Yeah, it was like the world was just a reflection of my mind. And like looking at the clouds, I could see it clearly and really understand it. And it was like weird, bro, because it's like, but it's like you don't know. But it was like that mirror effect of seeing the clouds and seeing it as a reflection of just my mind. It was like, I could see everything. I could see every move I made, every move everybody else made. It was like I could almost see everything at one time, and it was just like hella clear though. And it was like, it showed, like I could see experiences I had to where it showed me that, and I didn't understand it at that time. Like it was like the weirdest thing, man. It's like every time I think about it, it just takes me back to everything being this one thing. But I'm like, going, wait, hold on. If the world is just a reflection of my mind, it's a reflection of yours and everybody else's. So it's like
we're all in here talking to ourselves.
Exactly.
No, I stopped you right before a real critical point. It seemed like you're gonna break it all down esoterically right there.
I couldn't because that was like the first part of the experience. That was the first part to where everybody that was talking, it was just me. It was like I was talking to myself, and the entity that was showing me it, I'm telling it, no, it ain't true. He said, yeah, this is how it's always been. And it's like, hold on, bro, but how? Like, how would that even be a thing?
Like, I could see how we like to be like human. Like, I guess the human part of us likes to be human, because it's like to be everything in a mirror. There's no like, all right, when something happens and it's like something unexpected happened. In a mirror, nothing unexpected happens. It's just a reflection. Yeah. It's like being one with it. You know how like reality? I don't either, bro. That thing is serious.
Because you are, but when you are the reflection. But it's almost like when you get up in the morning and you look in the mirror and you try to change what you see in the mirror.
If you're listening to music, like, you have to have some part of it be a surprise. Otherwise, it's just like, you're not going to hear anything. It has to hit you like from a different angle. But yeah, wake up in the morning. Like, sometimes we think the mirror is going to smile at us first and then we'll smile back. Okay, then I'll smile back. Once the time is right. But I'm like,
as the time is right, I will smile back at the mirror. But
the best time for the mirror to smile back is once we're smiling at it.
that was one of the things that I was seeing, and it was like kind of threw me for a loop too, because I'm like going, okay, so like we be trying to change that thing that we see in the mirror, which is our reflection or the us, and it was just like, I don't know, bro, that shit is weird. That experience was weird, but I want to do it again. Like that's the kind of experience I could say I would want to have again, just like that.
Will
Just
it waffle? Will it fractal?
yeah, it will. It'll fractal again. It'll come up again because it always do it, just in a different way.
No, it will, bro. Like, you know how every time you just go a little deeper, like all these are there.
Yeah. And I'm going, if the world is reflect, I said, man, if it's just a reflection of our minds, bro, we got some cold minds. Our shit ain't shit. Your mind ain't shit. Mine ain't either. It's just
But I'm like, think about like if there's ever like infinite beings in this place, and we're all reflecting the reality, and all of our reflections somehow amount to some type of shared experience, then it's like the only thing that we're reflecting is other people reflecting.
huh? That's
Like if we're reflecting, everyone's reflecting their mirror, we're just reflecting them reflecting. We're only seeing them seeing. Then what is there to see other than sight?
oh yeah.
Because we just
Reflecting
seeing
that
people
reflection.
seeing.
Hey, you know how I took it though, Theo? I took it like, like the world that you create within yourself is different than the world that I create within myself.
I've been coming back to that fract fact lately. Like even just yesterday, I was talking like to somebody, a couple of people on here,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Damn, it is true. We all live in different, completely different. Except we say, oh, the world. So that's the one thing we know. So we all refer to it like it's the same thing,
But it's not.
but it's
It's not.
vastly different. That's what I got from my trips too. Like
Yeah.
vastly, like not even
That.
close. Like we live in an alternate reality.
Yeah. Because your reality is totally different than mine.
And
But
also,
we
if they say
share.
one reality is an illusion, just like my body's an illusion, it's really made of cells and stuff. It's like there is no one reality. Just the base reality is every other parallel reality put together.
The connection is real. Connection is so real. But it's
Yeah, that
like,
was well said.
I hate to say it, it's about that time for me to go though. It's like 12 o'clock, and I gotta fold my clothes up and different things like that before I go to work. So I'm gonna try to make it back later, depending on what time the services is over. So
Yeah,
so
easy. I gotta go in work and get my check and then leave.
you lucky. You lucky. He said I gotta go in and get my check and then I'm out of there.
Arr.
It's time to figure out what I'm about to do the rest of the day.
It's so hard to have all this free time.
Exactly. But no, I'm a holler. All right, Theo. All right, Wild Man. All
Y'all
right, Big Chill.
all have a beautiful day.
Yeah.
Peace.
And yeah, all right, everybody. Yeah, have a good day and all that. And thanks for stopping by. You feel me? The lives be lit. You feel me? And I always share the Discord, so you don't have to be out there chilling, typing all that stuff. You feel me? Like even if you got a lot of noise in the background, come in, say, and then mute your mic for other people to answer. I mean, you know how we play it, but all in all, get a better phone if this